I don't know why I went over that particular tangent and talk about slavery, but you mentioned some things I want to talk about. Is that in a series later, in an independent series later, I'll be doing something on morality and how basically divine command doesn't work. So you saying that you have morals just because you can quote a specific Bible pass doesn't actually pass for morality, but that's completely another issue. But what I want to pick up on here is that you say that the Old Testament does not apply. I don't know if you're aware or not, but I've already made a video saying that it does. And if that's your position, then you're being inconsistent with your previously quoting Philemon in order to say this is a correlation between Deuteronomy. You can't say, oh, the Old Testament laws don't apply, then go and say, hey, the Apostle Paul is using the Old Testament laws. No, it doesn't work that way. So, moving on. Liar. That's not my last point. My last point was 1 Chronicles chapter 5. You completely skipped over that. But now we've already been over that. I won't go over it again here.
Females of this time were not forced into a marriage. The term force is to go against the will of the person. Now, this was never and under no circumstance applied in the scripture at all. So you assume that that they were forced into marriages that they did not want is a logical fallacy. Not only that, you say this.
What logical fallacy? What fallacy? You can't say it's a fallacy. You have to name the name of the fallacy and how it applies. Otherwise, you're just speaking out your arse, as I suspect you're doing now. And you say that women are not forced in that, despite the fact I just quoted from a verse that showed exactly that. There is absolutely no space in that particular verse where it says it's, oh, okay, it's by the choice of the woman. Anybody who has a brain who reads those verses will absolutely see that the woman's choice or cooperation is not required. That's why I say it's a verse about selling your daughters into sexual slavery, because it is.
And again, Krazie not understanding the context of the whole situation, and so, oh, it's, women are, free to do what they want.
I never said women were free to do what they want, nor did I say that I used the context of sprinkling chocolate or vanilla onto these people. I said it's not like today where you can do that. To top the topper on this whole cake, I should say, to put the topping on the whole cake, actually, this law for women only applied in Mosaic times. Not only was it forced, it was only for a specific people for a specific time. For example, Mary, or if you look at 1 Corinthians, where it says it's better to marry than to burn, they didn't do all this selling of daughters into marriages and all that stuff. That was a Mosaic law tradition. So, pretty much all I can say about your video is you fail. You've accused me of taking everything out of context when we have exposed you with expanding the scriptures that it is you that is taking everything out of context. I hope your viewers actually see this video, whether they want to rate it 1 star or not, whether I open the ratings or not, and they will probably more than likely agree with you because they're atheists. You guys can't stand being wrong. I don't know what it is, but you just cannot stand being wrong. You've made more unfounded, baseless assertion upon unfounded, baseless assertions upon unfounded, baseless assertions than I can count. And it's pathetic. The fact of the matter is, you were wrong, and I expose you once again. And you still didn't speak on the issue where you falsely accused me of saying that force is not rape. I love how you atheists work. It makes me laugh. I gotta go to work. This is Krazie316. I'm out.
Oh my freaking science, you're one arrogant SOB. Always with you fail, you fail, you fail. I had to call that shit out just to save time. And you accused me of misquoting? Oh jeez. You might want to check yourself in the mirror first. So I pretty much demonstrated that everything I did is so far founded to be true. So slavery is in the Bible. But you kept on begging the question over and over again, which was a result of an equivocation. What am I talking about? I'm talking about how you take the verse at the very beginning and, you know, somehow equate the lifelong slaves with them being sold into slavery. Them willingly selling themselves into that. Nobody freaking does that. That has never occurred. The verse clearly states that who can sell themselves? It's the sojourners and the Hebrews. The ones who are lifelong slaves, I've already demonstrated where they come from, and that it doesn't have to be willing. So you got slavery in the Bible. So quit whining, Crazy. You got your ass pwned.